What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about if guys find vulnerability attractive and what men want. Before I start, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Someone recently asked me, do guys like vulnerability? This is my answer. Do guys like vulnerability? Yes. Do guys like fragility? No. And women often confuse the two, which leads to men not liking them so much. Guys like a woman who's vulnerable with them and not guarded. Vulnerability allows us to be your rock. It makes us feel like strong men. It's an honor to be our woman's safe place and to be her refuge and have her trust. It's a pleasure to know that we have the keys to all the locked doors in her mind, that we are in a rare and special place with her, and that we affect her differently than everyone else, that we have the power to impact her. On the contrary, fragility, in my mind, is being in a constant state of vulnerability, oversensitivity, being ill-equipped to handle inconveniences and common occurrences, or being way too sensitive. It's being vulnerable all the time with everyone and having too much emotional drama. Healthy minds want peace in their lives and seek to create it. Again, a supportive and protective man loves being his woman's refuge, but he hopes and expects for her to have enough resilience that she doesn't always need refuge. Men are always going to love a damsel in distress initially, but over time, you'll just become his stress if you don't put down the drama. At first, it makes him feel stronger, but ultimately, you'll begin to look weaker to him as a woman. Men don't want to control every emotion you have, and we hate to see others have that power over you as well. A man will grow tired of it if it seems like everyone around you, everyone in your orbit, has the power to harm you or hurt your feelings, or if he himself has been given too much power. In my opinion, two people looking to stay together permanently must respect and admire some things about each other. But it's hard to feel admiration and pity at the same time. If you have a male interest or a new partner who doesn't take shit from people, it's most likely in your best interest not to start taking mess from other people as well. Random people or people in your family that has been giving you mistreatment for a long time. You need to make some adjustments. Your fragility will start to affect his mental health. And because he's not a shit taker, it puts you in the position of something against his peace. So again, it's always best to just stay in line with your mental health journey. People often look at the souls we consider hopeless and say, what a pity. Pity is the result of someone losing faith in your ability to change or evolve. It doesn't start as pity though. It usually starts as support, as being a shoulder you cry on until you cry too much. Prolonged exposure to your tears and lack of evolution can turn that support into pity. Think about it. If you ever had an expensive and rare and fragile vase that you love and cherished, or vase, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A collector's item worth a fortune, on a mantle in the middle of a room where a bunch of kids were playing all the time. You constantly be worried about them knocking it over and breaking it or shattering it to pieces, as kids often mishandle things and can't be trusted with that which is fragile. This prized possession would ultimately become a huge burden and a huge source of stress. As much as you love the vase, you would eventually have to put it away or remove it from your home. Well, just as children may mishandle a rare and expensive item, the outside world will often mishandle us. And a man has to be able to trust the fact that you're able to take that without crumbling. Speaking honestly, I have no intention to hurt or offend. A man could really cherish the good times with you, but if like that vase, he's constantly worried about you breaking down emotionally or your sanity, he may remove himself from your drama-filled life to remove the stress from his. Women often feel more loved and validated when a man takes their side, holds them while they cry, or supports them through a rough time. It becomes a love language for them, or the way they receive his love, the way they confirm it for themselves. They then introduce more opportunities for him to comfort them through sadness and tears because it feels good. It makes them feel closer to him and more protected, much better than the challenges they face. And that becomes a problem. Many of these women run off the very empathetic men they find because their initial, occasional vulnerability has given way to fragility and constant drama. They create and seek out drama because they know his response is more love, more affection, and more support, when there are healthier ways to ignite that nature in a man. Yes, a man wants you to be vulnerable with him and to him, but you should still be a locked door to most other people. If he constantly has to pick up the pieces and put you back together, when you allow other people in your life to shatter your ego, he will eventually become disillusioned. Men want a woman to learn from her relationship mistakes with friends, family, work relationships. They want her to manage those relationships a lot better so that they don't ultimately stress him out as well. Not to go out into the world every day, okay, and come back in tears. If you're sensitive, I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying a man wants to see you evolve over time. He wants to see you grow and be more proactive about your happiness. He wants to see you on your journey to get stronger. He wants to see you managing your other relationships better and not taking so much mess from people. There's a fine line between some people being a good person and being foolish. Any spouse, man or woman, is probably going to want to see someone like that doing more productive and proactive work to remain peaceful, to avoid breaking down as much. That means removing toxic people from your life or not becoming toxic and codependent yourself. On him holding your mental health together day in and day out. An empathetic spouse also wants to see a range of positive emotions as well. Some people dive way too deep into the negative for way too long. If we're being honest, the quintessential drama queen is often someone who's just not managing their mental health very well and has placed that burden on their spouse. The best thing you can do if you are exceedingly sensitive and or have a drama-filled life is remove the unhealthy attachments and relationships between family members and friends and even guys. This will create space for you to reach a place of peace and or neutrality. Clean out the things and people that create weakness in you and add things that create resilience and peace. And if you need mental health counseling, please get it. A man can't be your counselor all the time, especially a new man or one in a new budding relationship. If you don't know where to find counseling, you may want to give BetterHelp a try. It's the largest online network of mental health counselors in the world. It's more affordable than traditional counseling, and it can be done remotely through computer, through tablet, through phone, through text message and video calls, and more. You could potentially even qualify for financial aid. They match you with a counselor based on your needs and your preferences. So give it a try before you give up on the idea of being happy, staying happy, or having a healthy relationship. The link is in the description. No one should have the influence or the power to control your stability or your outlook on life. At some point, we all decide who we are, what we stand for, and what we will allow in our lives. A man wants access to your heart to mean something, to be rare and special. So again, good men love vulnerability, but not fragility and not drama. Empaths will grow tired of it, and abusers who are ultimately really attracted to it will weaponize it against you to gain control. Anyway, I think I said enough. Follow me at KFIG24 on Instagram. Don't forget to check out BetterHelp. The link's in the description. I'll get with y'all later.